Okay, hi, I'm Liza Janda, and I am here to give you a little lesson in effacement and dilation, mostly effacement of the cervix. Now, what I've done is I have put a ping pong ball in this balloon. Can you see? The ping pong ball is rolling around in here. And now, before you're ready to have your baby is moving around. Maybe not quite like this ping pong ball, but your baby's moving around. But when it's getting time to give birth, getting closer to your due date, that baby settles into the pelvis. And I don't know if you can see the shadow of the ping pong ball has settled into the lower part of the uterus, is settled into right on top of that cervix, settled down into the pelvis, called engagement, or you've heard about babies dropping, and that's what's happened here. Now, the cervix looks kind of like a long neck, like this balloon has a neck down here at the bottom, and this balloon is shaped very much like your uterus. So oftentimes women have what are called Braxton Hicks contractions, and it's kind of practice contractions. It squeezes, but it doesn't really do anything to the cervix. But contractions that do affect the cervix and cause the effacement or the shortening of the neck of that cervix or the neck of the uterus, they tend to contract and they start to move towards the top. The muscles at the top of the uterus, as labor continues to progress, start to move to the top of the uterus, and the top of the uterus gets thicker and thicker. Now you can see that this cervix, quote unquote cervix, has now shortened, and that is called effacement. So this is about 50% effaced. It's starting to shorten, it's starting to thin out. This information is a lot more important than your dilation before labor begins, and sometimes even during early labor. So those contractions continue, and the muscle moves to the top of the uterus. And then what happens is that cervix thins out so completely, now it begins to dilate the cervix. So here's this ping pong ball baby in here, and it's going to begin to dilate the cervix or open up the cervix. The shortening and thinning out of the cervix has already happened, and now the dilation begins. And so as those contractions move that muscle of the uterus towards the top, then the dilation occurs. So this begins to dilate. I'm going to shoot this ping pong ball probably right at the screen. So the muscles in the uterus are thicker and thicker and thicker. They're pushing down on the baby. The baby's head is helping to open up that cervix. And hopefully you get the point. I'm not going to push it so far that the ping pong ball shoots towards the screen, my computer screen, but the effacement has happened, and now the real dilation can begin. Thanks for joining me.